All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to say call Haloyam. Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book. All right. And that is the truth. All right. What I want to get into today is some news, man. As you see on screen, the title reads, Saudi Arabia, nuclear armed Pakistan, signed mutual defense pact. All right. So now you have Pakistan, all right, who's a nuclear power, all right, and Saudi Arabia, all right, they're coming together to make their ties stronger, all right. They have made a defense pact with each other, all right, and this comes after, all right, Israel, all right, attack Qatar, all right, and I think it's the capital they attacked Qatar in, man, which is another Islamic nation, all right, which is also if I'm not mistaken, allies with the US, man. All right, so it seems like all these Islamic nations, all right, are eventually going to come together, all right, for what? All right, to to prepare conflict against the Judaism world, all right, because that's how the elites, that's the plan of the elites, all right, that's how the elites are going to bring this third world war into existence, man. All right, because that's the whole point of World War III, man. All right, that's their plan for World War III. All right, there's something that's known as the Albert Pike and Mazzini blueprint, which is a blueprint that the elites go by. It's a blueprint to cause 3 world wars, and the third world war, all right, was going to be created by bringing conflict and tensions between the Muslim world, all right, the Islamic world, and the Judaism world, man. All right, we're going to get into that. All right, but as you see, this title reads, Saudi Arabia, nuclear armed Pakistan signed mutual defense pact. All right, and I also got it right here. It says Saudi Arabia and Pakistan signed a formal mutual defense pact on Wednesday, September 17, 2025 in Riyadh, all right, declaring that any aggression against either country shall be considered an aggression against both. All right, the agreement described, all right, as a strategic mutual defense agreement significantly strengthens, all right, their decades-long security partnership amid escalating regional tensions. Yeah. All right, it says particularly following Israel's airstrike on Hamas leaders in Doha, Qatar on September 9th, 2025. All right, matter of fact, let me what is, I think, because that's Qatar's capital, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Doha. Yeah, so that was the capital of Qatar. All right, Israel led an airstrike. Israel airstrike on Hamas leader in Doha, Qatar on September 9th, 2025. All right, the pact was signed by Pakistan Prime Minister, all right, Shehbaz Sharif, and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, all right, during Sharif's official visit to the kingdom. Right, the agreement is seen as a strategic move by Gulf states, including Saudi Arabia, to bolster security amid growing doubts about the reliability of U.S. security guarantees. Yeah, so everybody, is not really messing with the U.S. right now, bro. Especially outside of NATO and the EU. Okay. It says, while the pact establishes a mutual defense commitment, all right, the senior Saudi's official clarified it is a comprehensive defense agreement encompassing all military means and did not explicitly confirm that Pakistan would extend its nuclear umbrella to Saudi Arabia. Woo. All right, it says the development has drawn attention, all right, and regional powers, all right, with India's Ministry of External Affairs acknowledging the pact and stating it would study its implications for regional stability. All right. So you got Islamic nations coming together, man. And this is the whole plan of the elites. This is how the rest of the world is going to come, all right, into a conflict known as World War III. All right, because you have a book here, all right, called Satan's Angels Exposed, all right, written by Salem Kerbin. All right, it goes into the Illuminati, it goes into the witchcraft, you know, it goes into the Bilderberg groups and the Trilateral Commission, man. All right, it goes into many things. It goes into the bullshit of Islam, you know. But you got here on page 162, it says 3 world wars, planned or coincidence. All right, so let's zoom in real quick. All right, it says Albert Pike, all right, which is, you know, known to be one of the pioneers of Freemasonry, man. He written a book called Morals and Dogma, and he goes into how, you know, Freemasonry is hella satanic, man. You know, it's witchcraft. All right, Albert Pike's 3 Supreme Council controlled 23 other subordinate groups throughout the world. All right, it says the Mazzini-Pike plan was to control the world. Yeah. All right, how would this be accomplished? All right, the plan was relatively simple. It called for, according to some writings of some, communism, fascism, and the struggle for the Mideast to foment 3 global wars and at least 2 major revolutions. All right, so when you skip so this plan, all right, called for 3 world wars. You already had World War I and World War II, and now World War III is about to pop off. All right, and it says right here, the Mazzini-Pike blueprint also called for a World War III. This would begin by firing up the controversy between Judaism and the Muslim world, and that's exactly what you see happening right now, bro. Come on, man. This is how the elites are going to start World War III. And that's exactly what you see happening right now. You got the Israel and the Iran conflict, all right, which Iran is a Islamic nation, man. All right, and then you also got the Israel and Hamas conflict in Gaza, man. All right, that's the and now you got all these other nations that's coming into this conflict as well, because you got Russia backing up Iran, all right, and then you got the U.S. Backing up Israel, and Russia and the U.S. they're rivals. They're not allies. They're nations that hate each other. And Russia going to be the main ones to destroy America in this 3rd World War, according to biblical prophecy, man. It's going to be Russia and all of Russia's allies, man. Because once Russia hits that red button, all of these nations that Russia is guarding, that are allies unto Russia, they're also going to hit that red button as well, man. All right, the Mazzini-Pike blueprint also called for a World War III. This would begin by firing up the controversy between Judaism and the Muslim world. And now you had Israel attack Qatar, which is another Islamic nation, man. And that attack is being condemned, all right? They said because they was looking for a Hamas leader, man. All right, especially after Qatar is a middleman to peace talks between you know, Israel and Iran, man. So that's some dumb shit Israel did, man. All right, but that was that was order from on high, man. All right, because when it comes to war, the Rothschild and the elite banking families, they call all the shots. A country can't attack another country unless the elite bankers, all right, give the orders to. All right, they also determine the outcome of wars as well, man. That's how much power the elites have, man. The Rothschilds, man. All right, starting with the Rothschilds, because that's the most powerful banking family, man. All right, you read that in a book called The World Order. All right, written by Eustace Mullins. All right, which he was educated at the Library of Congress. That's where all his research came from. All right, and with all his research, he wrote many books, man. And he wrote that they call all the shots, all right, because all wars are bankers' wars. All right, the Rothschilds call all the shots. A country can't even attack another country unless the Rothschilds give you the green light, man. Come on, man. And they also determine the outcome of wars, man. I got to go back into that book because I did a lesson on that. All right, go down my YouTube page. All right, in the search bar, type in The World Order by Eustace Mullins. All right, I think that's what I called the book. All right, the lesson, the title of the video. All right, but it says the Mazzini Pike blueprint also called for World War III. This would begin by firing up the controversy between Judaism and the Muslim world. They hope that the Zionists and Muslims would destroy each other and bring the rest of the world into a final conflict. And that's exactly what's going to happen according to prophecy. Because it's the Most High that's doing all this. All right. Ultimately, it's the Most High that's doing all, because he controls everything. He's just using the elites to bring forth his prophecy, his word, man. All right. You know, it says, and this would begin by firing up the controversy between Judaism and the Muslim world. They hoped that the Zionists and Muslims would destroy each other and bring the rest of the world into a final conflict. This Armageddon would bring complete social, political, and economic chaos. Yeah. All right. And then you're going to have the elites usher in, all right, the mark of the beast, man. You know? But that's going to come first. That's going to come first before the nuclear destruction, man. Right? Before, America gets swallowed and engulfed by thermonuclear fire. All right? According to prophecy, man. All right? This Armageddon will bring complete social, political, and economic chaos. Okay? Come on, man. All right? So that's the whole plan, all right, to bring controversy. All right, to bring conflict between the Judaism world, which is Israel, and the Muslim world. All right. So the rest of the other world, all right, could come into this third world war, which is biblical prophecy. And we've been prophesying of this. World War III is coming. All right. World War III is written all throughout the scriptures, and America's destruction in this third world war is written all throughout the scriptures. America is going to be destroyed, man. All right, so now what you see, like I said, you got Islamic nations coming together, all right? And this happens after Israel, all right? Israel's airstrike in Qatar. Qatar's capital at that, Doha. All right? So it says Saudi Arabia and nuclear-armed Pakistan signed a mutual defense pact late on Wednesday, all right? Significantly strengthening, all right, a decades-old security partnership a week after Israel's strike on Qatar upended the diplomatic calculus in the region. All right, the enhanced defense ties come as Gulf Arab states grow increasingly wary, all right, about the reliability of the United States as a security guarantor. All right, guarantor. All right, it says asks whether Pakistan would be obliged to provide Saudi Arabia with a nuclear umbrella. A senior Saudi official told Reuters, this is a comprehensive defense agreement that encompasses all military means. All right, Pakistan is the only nuclear armed Muslim majority nation. All right. And also fields the Islamic world's largest army, all right, which it has regularly said is focused on facing down neighboring foe India, all right, which is also a nuclear power. All right, it says the agreement was the accumulation of years of discussions. The Saudi official said when asked about the timing of the deal, all right, this is not a response to specific countries or specific events, but an institutionalization of a long-standing and deep cooperation between two countries. The official added, it says Israel's attempt on September 9th to kill the political leader of Hamas, with airstrikes in Doha while were while they were discussing a proposal for a ceasefire in Gaza that Qatar is helping to mediate. All right, infuriated Arab countries, man. Yeah. All right, so you're gonna have these Arab countries, all right, these Islamic countries, all right, fired up against what? The Judaism world, man. Come on, man. You see? That's the whole plan of the least this entire time, man. All right? You see? How the elites get down. We're reading it, how World War III is going to be started. All right? They also started World War I. It goes into how World War I was created. All right? It says the First World War was to enable communism, to destroy the Tsarist government of Russia and replace it with militant atheism. All right, this came to pass, and we now see the results of this overthrow. You see? All right, that was the whole point of World War One. All right. So back into this article, it says, where was I at? It says before the Gaza war, Gulf monarchies, U.S. allies, all right, had sought to stabilize ties with both Iran and Israel to resolve long-standing security concerns. All right, over the past year, all right, Qatar has been subjected to direct hits twice. All right, once by Iran and once by Israel. All right, Israel is widely understood to possess a sizable nuclear arsenal, but maintains a policy of nuclear ambiguity. Yeah, ambiguity. All right, neither confirming nor denying possessing such weapons. All right. Pakistan has said its nuclear weapons, all right, are only aimed as a deterrent against India, and its missiles are designed with a range to hit. And its missiles are designed with a range to hit anywhere to its east in India. All right. Pakistan state television, all right, showed Pakistani Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif and Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman, all right, the kingdom's de facto ruler, embracing after signing the agreement. Also, there was Pakistan's Army Chief Field Marshal Asim Munir, all right, regarded as the country's most powerful person. All right. So these Islamic nations are coming together. All right. We'll see what's going to come of this. Maybe more is going to come into this pact, this defense pact, man. You know, because you got some Islamic nations that are not allies with each other, but they just might put aside their differences, man, and be like, hey, yo, Israel's the real enemy, man. You know, something like that. You know. So, you know, just to let you know what's going on, what's happening. All right, to keep you in the know, man. All right, we're watching. We're getting ready to see what's going on, man. What's you know, we're watching, bro. Time is moving. Prophecy is moving. All right. So with that being said, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai Raktazah, this lesson was edifying. Is edifying, man. All right. So with that being said, until the next one, Shalom.